Wednesday 818, and we're back on the scene with another depression fighting session to wipe out depression. That's right, I said it twice. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here now. Anyone who's tuning in later, appreciate you guys and girls out there. As you know, start every single martial arts for mental health show with that powerful mental health tool of gratitude. Gratitude going out today to my friends out in on the East Coast, everybody who's been so supportive, who's been lending their time and effort and energy to help us raise awareness and empower others. I want to shout out thank yous and gratitude to my hometown crew, especially those who've been here from day one, from before Sack Life even started. One of them's here right now. Master Checo, appreciate you, brother. I also want to shout out gratitude to KenBro777 for being here as well. And anyone tuning in later who is here to support the cause and support each other. I appreciate all of you. You are all part of my gratitude section. So go ahead and think about what you're grateful for today. It can be one thing, two things, 10 things, as many things as you'd like. The more you think of, the more powerful you can make that gratitude tool. Second mental health tool we're going to go into, progress tracking. Keeping track of the number of days that you fight forward. It's not just the number of days that you are here. It's not just the number of days that you are alive, which is in itself an accomplishment that you should give yourself credit for, right? Because if you are dealing with mental illness, if you're dealing with depression, anxiety, if you're dealing with these things, PTSD, they are life-threatening diseases. They often lead to suicidal ideation. They go hand in hand, and literally, they are life-threatening diseases. So every day alive, you should give yourself credit for your endurance. Now, if you want to make that tool, that progress tracking tool, more effective than just still being here, you can start to keep track of the days that you fight back by accomplishing your daily goal in the face of those things that are trying to stop you or slow you down. So it's been 818 days that I accomplished my daily training goal. It started with a goal of 5 to 10 minutes a day. That was my gateway to progress, and I've come a very long way now. Super excited about today, excited about tomorrow, excited about the next 818 days. And that's what this tool has done for me. It also let me chart my progress. It let me tune in and check in on myself and notice, hey, it's been 818 days since I've had a single thought of suicidal ideation. It's been 818 days since I've been debilitated by depression. So this is crucial. This is key to the core of what we're doing out here. Changing our victim mindset into a victor mindset. Going from someone who feels like life is happening to them and they're being beat up like the punching bag in life, to the boxer, to the champion, to the one doing the beating, right? To the one taking those tools into their hands and firing them back in the face of depression and literally knocking out those things that were beating you down before. So keep track of that number. Let it build up with you. Remember, keep challenging yourself. We got to keep growing together. And that's what we're doing every day here. We're going to keep doing every day and for the rest of my life. Right? At 6 o'clock, you know where I'll be. Right here, supporting your growth. If you're showing up for you, we can show up for each other. And we're going to keep this thing going. Shout out as well to Slayer Ken. Thanks for being here. He said yesterday I spent time with my aunt. And after that, went through a lesson on YouTube. Good stuff, man. Yeah, if you can't, just like Ken, if you can't make it at 6 o'clock, that's totally fine. If you want to take these sessions at your own discretion, on your own time, anonymously even, if you'd like, you can do so on Sack Life Daily on YouTube. You can do so on our daily training section in our IGTV page. If you go to our main profile page, IGTV icon, series, and then daily training. You'll find over 300 days of free training there. And we're giving away gold. We're giving away everything. We're giving away all the secrets. They're coming out 10 minutes at a time, very slowly, so it takes a long time to become proficient. But we're giving it away. It's free. So just tune in, check out what we've got, and if it's working for you, it's helping you, share that progress, share those tools with others. Whatever works for you, it could have a chance of working for others, right? We got to find out as individuals what we're going to resonate with both. So we talked about that progress tracking tool as the second mental health tool. Ken just shared his number, 426 days of progress out there. Good stuff, Ken. Well done. Keep up the good work. And he said, happy belated Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, brother. All right, that being said, let's talk about today's session. As I mentioned before, the last couple of days, we're straying away from the fundamentals, we're straying away from the basics, and we're getting more and more technical as we grow. That way we can continue to improve. So today we're going to talk about kicks. We're going to talk about countering kicks. We're going to talk about stopping those kicks and what to fire back with, giving ourselves different options. We're also going to talk about the offensive and how we can disguise our incoming kicks to make them more effective. So we work in both offense and defense and counter techniques today, revolving around those kicks. We'll keep some fundamentals in there. We'll keep the jab and cross in there because those are basic. We're also going to use them to cover up our roundhouse kick. The thing about the roundhouse kick is it's a very powerful kick. It uses the whole body. You step off that line, you're torquing through the whole body, whoosh, and you're sending that leg right through your opponent, right? You're using that shin, the hardest surface you can use on the leg, and you're chopping right through, boom, whether it's through the leg, through the body, through the face. That is a very powerful kick. But if you've trained before and you've been practicing for a while, you become proficient, you can spot that roundhouse kick a mile away. It's a very long, time-consuming movement in a game of milliseconds. So when we spot that roundhouse kick a mile away, we see the person stepping off the line, they're setting up for that round. That gives us time to defend or counter. So we're going to learn how to defend. We're going to use that shell that we talked about before, bringing the knee up to the inside of the elbow. We're going to talk about angling in to deflect that attack and do more damage to our attacker than they're doing to us. And then we're going to talk about, after we've deflected that kick, what are we going to do from there? How do we fire back most effectively? If we're working in a sparring situation, or if you've got a Bob, Bob's just off camera here. I'm going to bring him into the equation in a minute. But if you got a Bob at home to practice technical training, he's an excellent tool to prepare you for a self-defense situation or a sparring situation. Training with Bob alone and nothing else is not going to make you proficient at self-defense. You can actually trick yourself into thinking you're proficient if you're training just with a tool in a vacuum, right? We need that feedback. We need the pressure test. We need to know what is effective in real life if we are thinking about this as a form of self-defense. Because the tools we're picking up can be used both for mental health, for personal growth, and for self-defense. So if you want that self-defense side to be more effective, make sure you're pressure testing it or getting that outside input from classes or other instructors or other courses so that you can really be proficient in things that really work in the real world. That being said, let's get into it. We're going to roll through as we go. We're going to go right into the lesson. You'll see, you can follow along as we're moving through. 3 rounds, 3 minutes each. 1 minute breaks in between to catch your breath and drink some water. Check in on you. Make sure you're not pushing too hard. Remember, you can slow the pace of this lesson down to your pace. You can slow those movements down and take your time with it. Work on balance. Focus on the things that challenge you for the moment. As that balance improves, pick up the speed and increase intensity that way. The important thing is to give yourself a challenge and not overwork, right? Find that flow zone in between too hard and not hard enough. So, that being said, let's get the tunes going and get this show on the road. Ooh, 13 days left, and then the adventure continues. I'm gonna miss the East Coast. Alright, let's go Stranger Beat today. If you like these tunes, stream them for free on Spotify at SacriFiceOfficial.com as the artist. Go ahead and square up with your visualized target. Remember, assign it the name of the thing you want to work on. If it's depression, make that the depression dummy that you're striking. Or if it's anxiety, make it the anxiety dummy. Pop into your Muay Thai stance. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Exhaling on each strike. Let's start with the jab cross. Step into it. Jab cross down that center line. Keep that momentum going. Shift the weight from the front foot to the back foot. Keep that balance. Tuck chin helps with balance there. Toss those jab and cross. Remember to roll that fist over right down the center line. And keep the guard high. Now, one of the things we covered, fundamentals and basics, was after you toss the jab, after you toss the cross, quickly bring the fist back to defend the head. And that's great for boxing. But in Muay Thai, we got to think about other things. We've got legs, knees, elbows to worry about. So we're going to use that cross now to set up and disguise that big roundhouse kick that we talked about earlier. So step in for the jab, roll through for the cross, and leave the cross there in their face. Deflect, covering up their vision, covering up, creating a blind spot so that you can cover up your incoming roundhouse kick, right? So step in, jab, roll through for the cross, leaving that fist there. We want to get this front foot open. open up the hip, get it off the line, and from here we're gonna toss that rear leg over, whoosh, and send that roundhouse kick right through their body. They won't see it coming if we keep that hand in their face. Back to stand, step in for the jab cross, whoosh, whoosh, down the center line, down the center line, keep it going. Bring them back, and now let's mix it up. Let's disguise a roundhouse kick, step in for the jab, rotate for the cross. When you rotate for that cross, take the small step out. Find those little areas where you can improve and shorten the time it takes between attacks, and it'll make you much more elusive, much more effective in a self-defense situation or a combat situation. Step that foot off the line in the cross, and then go ahead and toss through for a nice high roundhouse kick, or mid roundhouse, or low roundhouse. Your options, right? 3 options there. Head, body, or legs. Back to stance, jab cross, jab cross, jab cross. Keep moving, make sure you're rotating those shoulders, and you're sending those fists straight out ahead of you. Visualize knocking those knuckles into the face of that depression dummy, and remind yourself what you fight for every day. That better quality of life that we deserve. Keep it moving. Back to stance. Fire those fists straight down the line. And now cover up the roundhouse kick. Jab, cross, leave the fist out there, open up the hip. Toss the roundhouse kick right through. And back to stance. Square up. Jab, cross. Jab, cross. Now we're exaggerating that pause, but in real life, you want it to be quick. Boom, boom. Toss that kick as quickly as possible while leaving that fist out in the face of that depression dummy. 1, 2. Toss the foot back to stance. 1, 2. Roundhouse. And that's the end of round 1. Catch your breath, drink some water, check in on you. And we're going to get into round 2. And I'm going to show you a little bit on Bob. We'll use Bob for this one. But you can do it with or without Bob. You can do this with or without a heavy bag. Heavy bag is really good if you're trying to get that somatic release. The same one that helped me save my life and overcome those first symptoms of clinical depression. The heavy bag is a really good way to get that energy out, get that anxious energy out, and show yourself how powerful and strong you can become using those stressors to your advantage. So we're going to use Bob now, but if you don't have Bob, you can practice this in the air. We're going to start checking some kicks. So we're going to imagine an incoming attack. You can do this with a heavy bag or with Bob. We're going to imagine Bob throwing that big roundhouse kick that we just talked about, right? Big roundhouse kick coming through from this side of Bob. That leg's coming across. Boom. So how are we going to defend it? We're going to defend it with our lead leg. We're going to bring that knee up to check the kick. And then we're going to set it right back down and keep nice and square. So visualize that incoming roundhouse kick, right, from your depression dummy. Bring the knee up to the inside of the elbow, and then back down to square. Chin tucked, guard high, boom, knee comes up. We're not bringing the torso down. We're keeping that back straight up. Chin tucked, shoulders rolled, guard high. Knee comes up, and we angle in to that incoming kick. So Bob's throwing a roundhouse, boom, deflect the roundhouse, back to stance. He's throwing another one, deflect the roundhouse, back to stance. You can do this with your visualized opponent. Incoming roundhouse, you spot it from a mile away. It's a big movement. Check the roundhouse, back to stance. And if he's throwing one from the opposite leg, it's going to most likely be a switch kick before he tosses it. And even if it's not stepping kick, it's going to come from that opposite side. We're going to just check, boom, very quickly, and then back to stance. So practice bringing that knee up to the inside of the elbow, angling the torso, boom, to deflect those kicks and keep those knees moving. Keep that momentum going. Now you see where that march, that Muay Thai march is coming into play, right? Whoosh, you can bring that knee up real fast. If we're ready for it, if we're keeping the weight shifting, we spot that roundhouse, bring the knee up, whoosh, and back. Now we're going to start thinking about firing back. After that incoming roundhouse connects, what I want you to do is, boom, we felt it connect, right? You don't even need to see it. You felt it connect. I want you to hop forwards onto that foot. Closing the gap, getting a little bit closer, and we're also setting up, boom, for a nice rear roundhouse kick that we can counter with. Why the rear roundhouse? Well, they're going to be heavy on that lead leg until they can get the other leg back to support themselves. So if they just threw a big round, boom, right here, all their weight is on that opposite leg. They've got to swing themselves all the way back because we just deflected it, and that's going to give us time to attack that lead leg. So what I want you to do is check that rear roundhouse kick. boom, and then bang. Step right in and deliver your low kick to their supporting leg. Take that leg out. Aim for the calf knee or aim for the hamstring. Whatever you got, aim for the quads. All good targets. Check that incoming round. Boom. Step in and smash for that low kick, right? Back to guard. Guards high. Check the round. Smash for the low. Check the round. Smash for the low. Now I can vary this a lot of different ways. Check that incoming kick, boom, step in, toss it through on the low. Check the incoming kick, sink, boom, sink down and chop the leg. Check the incoming kick, step in and toss a body kick on the opposite side. A lot of options, right? Make that training your own. If you got a bob, check, boom, round, check, boom, round. Remember, keep those hips opened up. Keep working for you. That's the end of round 2. We're gonna check kicks from opposite sides in round 3. We'll get more technical with it, and we'll fire back with a couple different tools, giving you different options out there in your sparring and in your personal training routine. Remember, staying creative, push into your level, push into your pace, and aim for that flow zone. Don't work too hard, don't take it too easy. So you see here, I'm working with those techniques, right? Block the kick, and then toss the round into bob. But you could do the same thing without bob. Block the kick, toss the round, boom. Do it nice and slow. Block the kick, toss the round nice and powerful. Block, right? Toss it through, and back to stance. You don't necessarily need the tools. You don't necessarily need the bag or the bob or anything like that. You just need to show up for yourself, and you can continue to make that progress, continue to make that growth. Shout out to Tanner Hamilton, to Love Bliss, and to Boxing Hajit. Thank you for being here. Here we go. We're into round 3. So for round 3, I want you to practice checking kicks on both sides. Bring those knees up to the inside of the elbow. Keep the torso upright, chin tucked, guard high, right? And you can close up this guard. Experiment with different guards. Put the gloves to the front of your face. Tighten up those arms. Bring that knee up to the inside, but make sure you're angling as you go. Angle to deflect with those knees. Now let's say they throw a quick switch kick. I like to do these. And right into the switch kick. We're gonna have to be able to block on both sides very quickly. So I want you to practice a check, boom, before that other leg goes down. If you can spot that incoming kick switch, we're gonna check, boom, and back to stance. Check, boom, and back to stance. Check, and back to stance. You can start it from either side, right? Incoming leg kick, bring it up. Opposite leg kick, bring that opposite one up. Back to stance. If it's coming from the opposite side, boom, quick switch. Work on switching on that defense. Guard stays high the whole time. Bring them up and back. Now let's fire back with a counter. Think about that big roundhouse kick again, right? Big roundhouse kick's coming in. We spotted it a mile away. We're gonna check that kick with the lead leg, boom, and then step in and roll into a cross. Check, step in for a cross. Check, hop in for a Superman punch. That's another option. Pretty good one, right? Shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. They're still off balance. They just toss that kick. We deflect it with the lead leg, angle in. As soon as you feel that point of impact, I want you to hop forwards on that opposite leg and just rotate right on through, boom, into a Superman punch. Remember the Superman punch, the way it starts is by bringing that knee up, boom, and then driving through in the opposite direction. So that's what we're gonna do here. We're bringing the knee up, whoosh, and we're driving through in the opposite direction. Woo, back to stance. Let's visualize it from the opposite side. Leg kick comes in, hop, boom, and back. We're gonna cover a little distance with the foot that is rooted, so you're gonna need to give it a hop there, and then go ahead and shift on through to the Superman. Block that lead roundhouse, that incoming roundhouse kick, boom, hop, boom, and twist through for the Superman. Block the round, step in for the Superman, back to stance. So you can see this, boom, keep it going, keep it moving, keep on checking those kicks, right, at all times, boom, 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 bring those knees up, check the kick, whoosh, boom, rotate through for the Superman punch, check, Superman, check, Superman kick, punch, check the rounds. Superman punch, back to stance. Notice I don't even have to look. You don't have to look at Bob's face. You don't have to look at your opponent's face. You know where it is. Once you start training yourself, you pick up those skills. That was the end of round 3, by the way. Hope you found room to improve, room to grow out there. But once you pick up those skills, we don't have to look at the face all the time. We can look kind of around here so that we can spot everything in our peripheral vision. Remember, the face is not going to punch you. The hands are going to hit you, the elbows, the knees, the legs. So we want to kind of keep a scope on all these things, looking through that guard, making sure we can quickly react and defend against those things. And then when we counter, we don't have to look up and make sure that we're touching the right part of the face. All we got to do is put that fist where the face is supposed to be, right? If you're looking at the center of the chest, right here, you know the face is directly above that. We don't have to look up. We can just bring that leg check up, boom, and then little hop, toss that Superman punch in there for a nice knockout. Quick, clean counter. So we didn't get to go into all of the counters that I wanted to today, but we've got unlimited time together. So we'll grow some more tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Saturday? Yeah, we still got another good day. Saturday. We'll talk about other kick counters tomorrow, offense and defense. And if you didn't get the higher intensity workout that you needed for today, remember to give yourself a bonus round. That bonus round could be as long or as short as you need it to be, as long as you're working for you and putting in that work and giving it your best. Remember, you deserve what you give out here. So give it your best. That's how you know what you deserve. Until next time, I'll catch you guys same exact time, same exact channel, same exact life. Zach Man out.